Hello everybody, and welcome to Celejus Plays. I'm your host Celejus, and today we're going to be doing a personal favorite of mine, Mount and Blade. But with a little twist. We're not going to be doing vanilla Mount and Blade. A lot of people do vanilla Mount and Blade, and don't get me wrong. It's a pretty good game. Obviously wouldn't be as popular if it was a bad game, I suppose. But I just really wanted to do something, a little bit more than this. I mean, it's a good game, it's a great game even. But it's got its rough edges here and there. It's got some things that could be better, and so I thought, what better than to do a vanilla expansion, so to speak. And so we're doing the Floris Mod Pack. It's a little bit older, actually, but it's still probably one of the better native expansion mod packs that I've found. There were some other ones I tried. I couldn't get the one that's just called Native Expansion. I couldn't get that one to work. I don't know if that's a fluke or just me being dumb or, well, what have you really, but I couldn't get that one to work. So I thought, well, you know what's tried and tested. I know I can get it to work. Floris. Good old Floris. So we're going to do this one. We are already here in the game. I haven't really done anything. This is like a fresh install. I had it, I've played a bunch of this. I've even played this mod pack before, but I have kind of not played it in a while, this mod pack in particular. So we're going to have to make a new game, start from scratch, which we would do anyway, I suppose. So without further ado, let's get into it. Gonna launch its game. And those of you who have played Vanilla Mount and Blade will recognize the differences between the interface in Floris and the interface in Vanilla. But I'm not going to go, crazy talking about the differences. They're pretty self-evident, generally speaking. But yeah, you hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival sovereignties battling each other for supremacy, a haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land, which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. Maybe true. Maybe we'll, kind of get our butts handed to us by a pack of looters. We'll see. And, of course, the wonderful Floris, startup screen. This is like 8 different screens, I think, in vanilla. But here in Floris, well, maybe more like 5. But here in Floris, it's all one. So let's see. You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was an impoverished noble. Came into the world, son of the declining nobility, only the house in which they lived, however, despite your family's hardships. Okay, we can change all this. This is based on what we have over here. So, I am a male right now, and I think I'll probably stay that way. I don't want to be an impoverished noble. I actually kind of want to be a steppe nomad. Or I should say, I want my father to have been a steppe nomad. And I'm not a page. I'm not gonna lie. I am not a hoity-toity. I grew up out in the steppes, rearing horses, fighting, wendigos. And, I became probably a bandit? No. Well, I am becoming a mercenary, but a game poacher? I might be a game poacher. It gives you all this stuff right here. Do I want to game poacher? Or do I want to... What does a bandit get? Interesting. I want to go with game poacher though. And of course, why did I leave? Sense of duty? Leadership. That might be good. This is a little metagamey right here, because this actually, this all is kind of like role play type stuff. Whereas all this is, these actually affect, kind of like your skills and your starting stats and this, that, and the other. And so being able to see it kind of beforehand is a little bit metagamey. I probably won't play too much into it. I'm gonna definitely, though, I think I want my person to be driven out. Personal revenge? You know what? Yeah, we're gonna be out on a quest. Maybe somebody killed my dad. Yeah, that's good. Or, like my brother or something. I don't know. Somebody in my family's dead. We're out to avenge him. That's what it's gonna be. Gather companions. Do I wanna? No, I won't. Fog of War. Fog of War is interesting, but I don't know. It's kind of a pain in the butt, maybe? I don't know. It basically makes it so on the overworld map, you can't see where any of the towns and cities are until you go there, which I guess is realistic, but at the same time, it's like if you've lived in the area, you can kind of sort of, like, have at least a, like, basic mental understanding of where stuff is. And if you're on the road, I don't know. Just for the sake of convenience, I might leave that off. Now these are Floris things. This is, the expanded troop tree. There's 3 different troop trees in Floris. You got your native, which is the standard. You got the reworked, which is basically native plus. Then you've got expanded, which is not really native at all. I mean, like, it keeps close to the theme of the native as far as, like, what the factions are strong with, like, what their troops are really good at and specialize at. But it is a whole other animal. There's, like, so many different troops, and you can branch off and customize, and I'm actually I really, really like that, so we're gonna do that. But yeah, let's read this biography. I mean, it went to the trouble, right? You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was a steppe nomad. You were a child of the steppe, born to a tribe of wandering nomads who lived in great camps throughout the arid grasslands. Like the other tribesmen, your family revered horses above almost everything else, and they taught you how to ride almost before you learned how to walk. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as a stepchild. As a boy, growing out of childhood, you rode the great steppes on a horse of your own, learning the ways of the grass and the desert. Although you sometimes went hungry, you became a skillful hunter, and your pathfinder in your trackless country. Your body, too, started to harden with muscle as you grew into the life of a nomad man. Then, as a young adult, life changed, as it always does. You became a game poacher. Though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a man, and the whole world seemed to change around you. Dissatisfied with common men's desperate scrabble for coin, you took to your local lord's own forest and decided to help yourself to its bounty. Laws be damned. You hunted stags, boars, and geese, and sold the precious meat under the table. You cut down trees right under the watchmen's noses, and turned them into firewood that warmed many freezing homes during the winter. All for a few silvers, of course. But soon everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take this decision was personal revenge. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. Still, it was not a difficult choice to leave, with a rage burning brightly in your heart. You want vengeance. You want justice. What was done to you cannot be undone, and these debts can only be paid in blood. As a common man, you may face some difficulties establishing yourself as an equal among Calradia's great lords, but I think it will be up to the task. Alright, you know what? Usually I do this Iron Man, but since this is a mod pack and it's a little bit older, I might do this just in case the save gets corrupted. I've never had it happen before in this game. But, it's better safe than sorry, right? Saying that, we will be playing it Iron Man. I won't be going back and reloading a save after a horrible battle. If I get my ass handed to me, I get my ass handed to me, and I'm just going to live with it. Hopefully it won't happen too often. But yeah, if it does crash, if we get denied legitimately, somehow I want, the option at least. What do we want our name to be? I'm thinking we're gonna probably be a Khergit because they're the steppe nomads canonically in Calradia. So I don't know I know for the lords they have like Noyan after their name, but we're not gonna be a lord starting out, so I might just do Radamesh. Yeah, Radamesh. I don't know. That doesn't really mean anything or anything like that, but it sounds kind of like I imagine their names sound. I'm basing it off the Khergit companion, whose name is Baheshter, for the record. So, you know, I think it'll work. As for our stats, we got some points to distribute. Saying that, we're already kind of 10 minutes in, aren't we? This video is probably just going to be kind of like a setup video, you know, getting into the world, getting things, getting started, really, and then the next video we'll probably get into the real meat of the game. But yeah, what do we want to do? We got some power draw, as befits an archer. Good at writing, also as befits an archer, although I want to bump those up. Those are going to be our bread and butter, horse archery. What else do we want to do? We want more power draw? We could get more power draw. More power draw is never a bad thing. We might do that, actually. Our charisma is trash. Prisoner management. Prisoner management. Capturing folks with bows and arrows is not always the easiest. I mean, obviously we'll get another weapon, you know, but trade is also super important. So, our non-physical stats are kind of trash. Gosh, I think I'll bump into up, and then charisma, I guess. That'll give it a little leeway. Also, when you put a point intelligence, it gives you another skill point here, which is important. These you know, they seem like on the surface, you know, each point to this skill increases hit points by +2. Well, that doesn't seem too crazy, but, you know, it goes up to 10, so that's +20 hit points if you get it all the way up. Same with this, you know, 8% for each point. Well, that's +80% at full 10 in Power Striker. You know, well, 140% really for Power Draw, but I think there's like another mechanic to that. Yeah, you can use more powerful bows each point with the skill up to 4 plus the power draw requirement of the bow. So if you get like a level 6 power draw bow, which you can, that's 140 point boost to your damage on the bows. So it's pretty incredible. 4 is definitely going to be enough for most of the bows in the game, though. I mean, we are going to raise that though, so. Pathfinding, spotting, inventory management is also very good, as is looting. Early game though, the looting and inventory management, those are more important late game. Early game, pathfinding is super important. We'll take a point in prisoner management. Leadership, I'm not so well. Leadership is actually super important. I will actually probably take leadership. You can get a lot of benefit out of these, but leadership, if you want to have like a reasonable sized group of people under you, leadership is super duper important. So we will go with that for those. And then over here, what do we want to do? We want to do, well, obviously archery is stacked. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not terribly surprised, actually, with crossbows. Do I want to do crossbows? Do I want to be like an all-around ranged kind of guy? Maybe. I don't know. I always really like, when I'm a horse archer, I really like to do 2 stacks of arrows, which leaves you 1 thing for your weapon, for like a melee weapon, which lends itself to pole arms and 2-handers, so we might dump all our points in 2-handed. And hopefully get like an axe or something. Right. So, that's it. That's Radamesh. Let's get in there. Alright, we're almost there. Here's... Ew. What a butterface. He's hideous. He's hideous. We're gonna get into the game, I promise. We're gonna get into the game this episode. At the very least. Goodness. Oh jeez. Let's randomize it. No, God. He's pretty striking, isn't he? He probably shouldn't have red hair, though. Can I... I don't want to be a Viking. He looks so happy. Ooh. Maybe closer. I think that's probably closer. Oh, it's a bit too much beard. I want... Oh, that's pretty good. I want just like... Is there an option where you don't have a beard? It occurs to me. Like, yeah. And then that hair, maybe... That hair's weird. No. Do I want to be an anime? I don't want to be an anime. No, I don't want that. Don't want that. We might actually go with that top knot if I can find it again. Or just, we could be bald. Looking for hairstyles, guys. It's super important. You know, there was a hairstyle I actually really liked. That wasn't... Yeah, that one. I really like this hairstyle. What's my hair color? I want black hair. That's more like Greek, I think, isn't it? It looks Greek to me, I think. Hey, Viking. Can I get his eyebrow? Not eyebrow. His eyes. I want to look Asiatic, I guess you'd say. Like, maybe I will go with a beard. Oh, that looks appropriately Asian, I guess. He's really dark haired though. That'd be a young guy. I don't know. Skin is too pale for being out in the sun all the time. I think that's what it is. You're out in the sun on the steppes, Radamesh. Can't get that. I like the scar. It's very defined. Nose. It's too happy. Yeah, we'll stay with this. It's kind of weird how like it cycles through stuff, but yeah, stay with that. Those eyes, real piercing. I like it. You know what? I think the face shape is just fine. So I'm not gonna... You can go really crazy with all this stuff here, and it just honestly... Actually, I could, give myself some real crazy cheeks. Do I want my cheeks to be that big? Not quite that big. Yeah, that's good, though. Alright, I think that's good for Radamesh. So, next time I'm gonna hit done here, and that should send us into the game. If not, it'll just ask us where we want to go. Pretty sure it sends you into the game, though. Yeah. So, I'm Celejus. This has been Celejus Plays. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you next time.